The story begins inside a massive alien war station floating above a dying star. The station is old, metallic, and completely silent, except for the sound of alarms ringing again and again. Red lights flash across the walls. The air feels heavy, almost as if the station itself is afraid. Inside the main chamber, dozens of alien commanders gather around a long, glowing table. Every commander comes from a different species. Some have scales, some have fur, some have metal plates on their skin. But today they all share one thing: fear. The Supreme Commander, a tall alien with silver eyes, slams his hand on the table. "Where are the patrol ships?" he asks. No one answers. The silence inside the war station is painful. No one wants to speak because no one has good news. Then, finally, an officer steps forward. His voice shakes. "Supreme Commander, we lost contact with 3 patrol groups in the Outer Rim." The commanders exchange worried looks. Losing 1 patrol ship is normal. Losing 3 is impossible. Another officer opens a small holographic screen. It shows a map of the galaxy and 3 blinking red marks. The marks represent the patrol groups that disappeared. "All of them vanished in the same region," the officer says. "Their last signals were short. Confusing. Almost like something swallowed them." The room grows colder. A smaller alien commander leans forward. "What about the scouts we sent after them?" The officer looks down, unable to meet anyone's eyes. "They did not return." A wave of shock spreads across the table. The Outer Rim is a quiet part of the galaxy. There are no enemies there. No dangerous storms. No black holes. Nothing should be able to destroy 6 ships in silence. The Supreme Commander narrows his eyes. "Show us what you found." The officer nods. He presses a button, and a large hologram appears in the center of the room. It is a recording. The final recording from the last scout ship before it was destroyed. At first the image is blurred. Static covers the screen. But then, slowly, a dark shape begins to appear. The alien commanders lean in. The shape is massive. It looks like a mountain drifting through space. The recording becomes clearer. And now, the alien commanders can finally see it. A gigantic warship. Bigger than any ship in their entire database. Its armor is strange, black, smooth and shining like a dead star. Its engines emit no light. No fire. No sound. It moves through space like a shadow. A voice from the recording whispers. "Unknown ship, approaching fast, no ID, no signal, no." The voice cuts off. The screen bursts into static. Then it goes dark. The hologram shuts off. For a moment, the entire war chamber becomes silent. No one dares to breathe. Then panic erupts. Some commanders shout. Some demand reinforcements. Others accuse different species of hiding information. But the Supreme Commander lifts his hand. "Quiet," he says. His eyes glow with deep fear. "We have seen this before." The other commanders stop talking. Their faces turn pale. "What do you mean?" an officer asks. The Supreme Commander commands another officer to open the ancient archives. These archives are thousands of years old. They record stories of forgotten wars and extinct species. One old document appears as a hologram. The letters are damaged and faded, but one line is clear. "If you ever see ships with starfire engines, run." The alien commanders freeze. Everyone in the galaxy knows the legend. A legend about a species that once burned brighter than any other. A species that fought with passion, anger, and unmatched power. Humans. But humans were believed to be gone. Lost in a great war centuries ago. Their homeworld disappeared. Their colonies turned to dust. Every race in the galaxy thought humans were extinct. But the Supreme Commander whispers. "They are not gone." He points at the recording. "That ship. Its engine has no light because it uses starfire energy. Only one species ever learned that technology." The room feels even colder now. "But humans cannot be alive," a small alien says. "They vanished a long time ago. No one has seen them in thousands of cycles." The Supreme Commander shakes his head. "Maybe they did not die. Maybe they hid. Maybe they rebuilt." He looks around the room. "And now, maybe they have returned." The alien commanders stare at each other. They know humanity's reputation. Humans were known for building powerful machines, deadly weapons, and ships designed for war. Humans were emotional, unpredictable, and extremely dangerous. If they truly returned, then the entire galaxy could be at risk. Another hologram appears. A new report from the Outer Rim. More shadows. More destroyed ships. More silence. The commanders understand one thing. Something is coming. Something stronger, faster, and more deadly than before. Something built for war among the stars. The Supreme Commander whispers the final truth. If humans are back, then war is coming too. The alarms continue to ring. Red lights flash again. The war station shakes as another report arrives. And far away in the cold darkness of the galaxy, the Shadow Fleet keeps moving forward. Silent, massive, unstoppable. The alien war station remains in chaos. Commanders shout orders, officers rush to their screens, and emergency lights continue blinking. But deep inside the station, in a quiet control room, a small group of high-ranking officials gather around the Supreme Commander. They need answers. They need the truth. And the truth begins centuries ago, with humanity. The Supreme Commander activates a large holographic screen. Old images appear, so old that some look like broken memories. Dark battlefields. Burning planets. Glowing ships falling from the sky. This, he says softly, is the last known history of humans. The others lean closer. Most of them have only heard stories about humans, old stories told like legends or warnings for children. But these images are real. A calm voice from the archive begins to narrate. The human empire once ruled 3-star clusters. They were strong, emotional, creative, and unstoppable. The hologram shows human soldiers standing in white armor, holding bright weapons. It shows their cities, tall towers, flying vehicles, massive factories. But the next image changes everything. A great war. A war so terrible that entire worlds were destroyed. A war where humans fought not only alien enemies, but each other too. The archive continues. Humanity split into factions. They fought with new weapons. Weapons that tore space and time. Weapons that even the galaxy feared. The alien officers watch as human ships fire beams of starfire energy, white-blue flames that tear enemy ships apart. No alien species ever mastered starfire technology. It was too powerful, too unstable, too dangerous. But humans used it like it was made for them. The hologram shows the final battle. Thousands of ships. Explosions everywhere. Planets shaking. Stars dimming. And then, silence. After the last human war, their empire collapsed. Their colonies died. Their homeworld vanished. No human signal was heard again. The archive ends. The room is silent. One officer breaks the silence. So humans destroyed themselves? The Supreme Commander shakes his head. No. Look at the recording again. He plays the image showing the starfire engines of the shadow ship from the outer rim. The alien commanders feel a chill rise in their bodies. Only humans could build ships like this, he says. And if they survived the ancient war, they must have rebuilt. Stronger, smarter, more dangerous. Another commander speaks, voice shaky. But why return now? If humans hid for centuries, why come back? The Supreme Commander turns to face him. That is what we must learn, before the galaxy burns again. Meanwhile, far across the galaxy, the camera shifts from the alien war station to a dark, empty region of space. A mist of purple and blue gas floats between broken asteroids. This area is forgotten, abandoned centuries ago. No species travels here. But now, something moves. A small human scout ship glides through the darkness. Its design is smooth, elegant, alive. Its black armor absorbs all light, making it almost invisible. Inside the ship, 2 human pilots sit in silence. Their eyes focus on a holographic map showing alien space. We are close, the first pilot says. Their patrol ships noticed us. The second pilot nods. They will panic. Let them. The Armada wants them afraid. The first pilot turns to face the massive shape behind them, a colossal warship drifting like a silent titan. You think they will resist? The second pilot smiles. Of course. And that is why we built the Armada. Back at the alien war station, new reports appear on the screens. More shadows. More missing patrols. More unknown signals. An officer runs into the chamber, panic on his face. Supreme Commander. A new fleet has appeared near Sector 9. The hologram activates automatically. Dozens of black shapes appear. Large, silent, deadly. Not 1, not 10, but hundreds. The alien commanders freeze. These are not scouts. Not small ships. These are battle cruisers. Dreadnoughts. Flagships. Ships built to crush entire armies. Another officer whispers. This is not a single ship. This is a war armada. The Supreme Commander finally says the words no one wanted to hear. Humanity has returned, with an army built for war. The galaxy's fear. Across alien space, panic spreads. Civilian ships shut down travel routes. Military bases go into lockdown. Governments send emergency messages to their citizens. Every species remembers the legends. Humans were not the strongest, not the smartest, not the fastest, but humans had something far worse. A will to fight until the last breath. An old alien saying returns. Fear the human not because he wins, but because he refuses to lose. The unanswered question. The Supreme Commander looks at the final report arriving from the Outer Rim. A single human message. Just one. Delivered across all channels. Translated into every alien language. We are returning. Nothing more. No threats. No demands. No explanations. The alien commanders stare at the words, confused and terrified. Returning for what? Someone asks. But no one knows the answer. Not yet. The galaxy watches with fear as shadows move through the Outer Rim. Alien leaders stay awake all night. War stations remain on high alert. Every species waits for the same moment. The first true contact with the returning humans. And that moment arrives faster than anyone expects. A lone alien patrol ship. In a quiet region of space, an alien patrol ship drifts carefully between two large asteroids. Its captain, a calm and experienced officer named Terex, stares at the sensor screen. The screen is filled with static again. Strange waves. Energy signals that should not exist. His crew whispers nervously. Captain, the scanners are picking something up. Something big. Terex narrows his eyes. What kind of ship gives this type of reading? The crew member shakes his head slowly. No known ship. No known design. It feels like a ghost. Before Terex can respond, the lights flicker. The entire patrol ship shakes. A deep sound travels through the walls as if a giant creature is breathing outside. The crew freezes. What was that? Terex walks to the forward window, the main viewing screen. At first he sees only darkness. Then the darkness moves. A massive shape appears behind them. Silent. Black. Deadly. The alien crew stares in horror. The ship behind them is enormous. Much larger than their patrol vessel. Its armor is smooth without markings. Its engines glow with a dim white-blue light, like a star burning inside. Terex whispers. That is not alien. That is human. The giant ship sends out a signal. But the signal is not a message. It is a scan, an intense, focused scan that passes through the alien ship like a cold wave. Alarms shout across the patrol vessel. They're scanning every system. They see everything: shields, weapons, engines. Terex swallows hard. Send a greeting message. Now. The communications officer tries. But the human ship interrupts. It sends only one message back. Simple. Cold. Direct. Stand down. This is human territory now. The alien crew looks at each other, terrified. Human territory? In the middle of their galaxy? Terex clenches his fists. We have to report this. Turn the ship around, slowly. But something else happens before they escape. The stars change. The darkness behind the human ship begins to shift, like a curtain being pulled. And then, the alien crew sees them. Dozens of human ships. Then hundreds. Then more than they can count. An entire human fleet appears one by one, dropping out of hyperspace with silent precision. The patrol ship is now surrounded. The crew stares in shock at the Armada. Giant dreadnoughts longer than cities. Battle cruisers covered in starfire engines. Fast attack ships shaped like dark arrows. Tiny fighters flying in perfect formation like living birds. Every ship is black. Every engine glows white-blue. Every weapon is armed. This is not just a fleet. This is the Starfire Armada. The first human fleet seen in centuries. Inside the human command ship. Deep inside the largest human warship sits the fleet commander. His face is calm, focused, emotionless. His eyes glow slightly, connected to the ship's systems. His officers stand beside him. The alien patrol has broadcast our position, one officer says. The commander nods slowly. Let them. Fear will move faster than we can. Another officer steps forward. Sir, shall we destroy the patrol ship? A long silence follows. The commander taps the table once. No. Humans do not fire first. We only show our strength. The alien patrol makes a choice. Back on the alien patrol ship, panic grows. Captain. They are not attacking. What do we do? Terex feels sweat on his forehead. We retreat. Slowly. No sudden moves. These ships could erase us with a single hit. The patrol ship moves back inch by inch. The human fleet doesn't follow. They simply watch. Cold. Silent. Like wolves waiting in the dark. As the patrol ship escapes the human perimeter, Terex finally sends a message to the alien high command. Humans have returned. And they are ready for war. The galaxy reacts. When the report reaches the alien government, shockwaves spread. Imperial leaders meet in panic. Emergency broadcasts interrupt every channel. Citizens are told to stay calm, but no one stays calm. The last time humans brought a fleet this size, 3-star systems burned. Now humans are back with ships even stronger, even faster, even more deadly. Inside the alien war station, the Supreme Commander receives Terex's message. He reads it twice, then a third time. Finally he whispers, "The Armada, so it is real." A younger officer asks, "What should we do, sir? Send our own fleet? Prepare diplomacy? Open fire?" The Supreme Commander shakes his head. "No, we wait. We observe. We must understand their intention before we do anything." "But sir," the officer says nervously, "what if their intention is war?" The Supreme Commander looks at the hologram of the human fleet. "We pray it isn't, because if humans want war, the galaxy cannot stop them." The first message to all species. 6 hours after the encounter, the humans send a galaxy-wide transmission. Every screen, every device, every ship receives it. A human voice speaks. "This is the Starfire Armada. We have returned. We will reclaim what we once lost. No threat. No demand. No explanation. Just a promise." And the galaxy trembles. The galaxy does not sleep. Every alien world remains awake, watching the human armada gather in the dark. The videos shared by Captain Terex spread everywhere. The giant black ships, the silent fleet, the engines burning white-blue like captured stars. For the first time in centuries, every species feels the same emotion. Fear. But while the galaxy trembles, the humans begin to move. Inside the human super-dreadnought. The largest ship in the Starfire Armada is called the Sovereign. It drifts through space like a moving mountain, covered in smooth black armor that bends light itself. No alien species has ever built a ship of this size. Inside the Sovereign, every hallway glows with soft white-blue lights. The floors vibrate gently, carrying the heartbeat of the ship. At the center sits the human high command chamber, shaped like a circle of glowing metal rings. The fleet commander stands at the center, surrounded by officers who monitor thousands of signals. "Status of the Armada?" the commander asks. An officer responds calmly. "All ships report full power. All Starfire engines stable. Weapon systems are fully charged." Another officer adds, "Our scouts confirm that alien fleets are gathering. They are building defenses." The commander nods slowly. "They will resist. That is expected." He places his hand on a glowing table, and a massive hologram of the human fleet appears. Each ship is marked with a name and purpose. The fleet is not random, it is a masterpiece. The structure of the human Starfire Armada. 1. Starfire Dreadnoughts. Huge ships capable of destroying moons. Each dreadnought carries weapons that can tear fleets apart in seconds. 2. Titan Carriers. Massive carriers that release thousands of fighters, each controlled by human pilots enhanced with neural links. 3. Lancer Cruisers. Fast, sharp-edged ships designed to break through enemy lines. 4. Phantom Frigates. Stealth ships that vanish into light and appear behind enemy fleets. 5. Starblade Fighters. Small but extremely fast ships. Even advanced alien sensors cannot track them. Every ship is built with the same technology. Living armor combined with Starfire energy. This is why the alien scanners show impossible results. The human ships look alive because, in a way, they are. The return of an ancient power. The commander looks at a floating hologram of Earth. Old, damaged, barely recognizable. "Humanity was broken once," he says quietly. "We lost everything. But we rebuilt from the ashes. Now the stars will know our strength again." An officer steps forward. "Commander, we have detected another alien fleet approaching Sector 3. They are trying to block our expansion." The commander's eyes sharpen. "How many ships?" "Hundreds, sir." The commander doesn't hesitate. "Send the Lancer Cruisers and Phantom Frigates. Test their response. Show them the Armada is not here to play." Sector 3, the first show of power. In Sector 3, the alien coalition fleet floats in formation. Hundreds of ships, each armed and ready. Their leader, a tall reptilian admiral named Vecron, watches the horizon. "Humans will not pass here," he growls. "This is our territory." But then the stars change. The air around them bends, and a sound like tearing glass fills the void. Human ships arrive. Not slowly, not loudly. They appear, instantly, sliding out of a distortion in space like shadows materializing from nothing. The alien fleet shakes with fear. The human Lancer cruisers move forward first, leaving trails of white-blue flame. Their shapes cut through space with deadly precision. Behind them, the phantom frigates appear and disappear like ghosts. Vecron shouts, "All ships, open fire." Alien weapons light the darkness. Laser beams, plasma bolts, missile storms. But when they hit the human ships, the attacks simply vanish. The living armor absorbs the energy like drops of water hitting stone. The human ships do not stop. They do not slow. The Lancer cruisers dive into the alien formation. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. Alien ships explode instantly. The phantom frigates blink behind the alien carriers and fire starfire beams that slice through the hulls like butter. The aliens scream. "This is impossible. They're too fast. We cannot track them." But the humans move like a perfect machine. In less than 3 minutes, the alien fleet is in ruins. Vecron watches in disbelief. Retreat. Retreat now. But it is too late. A human dreadnought appears behind them, filling the entire screen. Its main cannon glows with white-blue starfire. And then, a single blast. A wave of pure energy. Everything disappears. Human command, the message. Back on the Sovereign, the officers deliver the report. Sector 3 enemy fleet destroyed. 0 human casualties. The commander closes his eyes briefly. It begins. He turns to his officers. "Send this message to all fleets. The galaxy will resist, but we will continue. Humanity rises again, not for revenge, but for our future." The galaxy's fear grows. Across alien space, news spreads like wildfire. 1 fleet destroyed. Another fleet missing. Human ships moving like ghosts. People panic. Governments fail. Military leaders begin to argue about surrender or counterattack. But everyone knows the truth. Humanity has returned stronger than ever. And the Armada is unstoppable. The Supreme Commander of the Alien Alliance watches the reports with trembling hands. This is only the beginning. Humanity is only warming up. The human flagship Soul's Promise, a vessel older than many alien nations, slowed as it neared the dying world of Varel Prime. The planet's surface burned, tectonic plates cracked like shattered glass, and ash storms choked entire continents. The alien relief ships had already fled. The radiation alone was enough to peel hull plating. But the humans stayed. Inside the command deck, Admiral Ilara Miles stood with her hands clasped behind her back, watching the disaster unfold in silence. Her uniform was scorched. Her voice was hoarse from hours of shouting orders. A junior officer approached nervously. "Admiral, our shields can hold for maybe an hour. 2 at best." Miles didn't look away from the hellscape below. "Then we work faster. High voltage, the first teams drop in." Human drop pods, black, triangular, almost organic in shape, fell into the firestorm atmosphere. They weren't built for war. They were built for survival extraction. Originally designed to rescue human colonists from collapsing stars, they were now repurposed to save aliens who once abandoned them centuries ago. As the pods slammed into the molten cities, the atmosphere boiled around the shields. The alien survivors inside their shelters stared in disbelief as human figures cut through fire and smoke. No weapons. Just tools, medkits, and determination. A Varelian elder stumbled forward, coughing. "Why are you here? Why risk your lives for us?" Human responder Kaito Amzari didn't pause as he lifted a fallen beam with an exosuit barely holding together. "Because you're alive." Fire, the crisis grows worse. But the planet wasn't just dying, it was falling apart. Human teams reported. Magma rivers breaching city districts. Poisonous storms ripping open shelters. Structural collapses swallowing thousands. Gravity fluctuations from the planet's core destabilizing. Every moment felt like choosing who lived and who didn't. Inside her command ship, Admiral Miles issued orders faster than AI systems could process. Sector 12, full evac. Redirect atmospheric stabilizers. Deploy shield umbrellas above the northern hemisphere. And someone find me those kids trapped in Grid 74. Her officers hesitated. "Ma'am? Grid 74 is collapsing." Her voice cracked only for a moment. "Then we dig faster." Milky Way, the aliens watch in awe and shame. The alien Grand Council, watching from orbit, was speechless. Humans, who they once labeled as reckless, emotional, weak, were enduring radiation levels that would kill most species instantly. Human medics were using their own suits as makeshift filters for alien children. Human engineers were stabilizing buildings with their bodies inside the foundations. Human pilots were flying through storms of molten debris with millimeter precision. An alien ambassador whispered, trembling, "They are dying, for us." Another, filled with guilt, murmured, "We left them in the past. Why would they return for us now?" No one had an answer. Warning: disaster peaks. The core breach. Planetary sensors finally screamed with the warning every human feared. Varel Prime's core was rupturing. The planet had less than 20 minutes before total annihilation. Human casualties were rising. Admiral Miles stood in the center of the command deck. Her voice was calm. Too calm. "All ships. Maximum evac. Evacuate everyone you can. Pause. And do it knowing we may not all make it out." Her crew nodded. Not one protested. Fire the final push. Human rescue squads performed their last sweeps. Anti-grav stretchers carrying multiple species at once. Exosuits sparking, overheating, still lifting rubble. Medics injecting stabilizers into victims while coughing blood. Pilots guiding shuttles through exploding cloud layers. AI drones tearing open collapsed tunnels. Everything was on the edge of failure. Kaito Amzari carried the last survivor, a small Varelian child, toward the final evac shuttle. The ground cracked open behind him. Fire chased his heels. He didn't slow. He didn't look back. That was humanity. Glowing star the moment the planet died. The last human ships pulled away as the surface split like a cracked egg and light erupted from its core. The shockwave spread through space like a solar roar. The humans had already rotated their ships, absorbing the blast with their hulls to protect the aliens behind them. Even as the shields broke. Even as metal melted. Even as crews screamed under the strain. Humanity held the line. The alien fleet watched the impossible. A human shield wall. A final gift. Despite everything. Silence filled the void where Varel Prime once existed. The planet was gone. Only a glowing debris field remained, drifting like glittering ashes around the human evacuation fleet. Moments ago, the humans had stood between an exploding world and the helpless alien ships behind them. Now the battered human armada floated in formation, hulls scorched black, shields cracked, entire decks offline. But they were alive. And more importantly, so were the millions they saved. Milky Way, the surviving aliens stepped forward. Aboard the alien flagship Korath Dominion, ambassadors, commanders and scientists gathered at the main viewport. A Varelian elder, wrapped in bandages, watched the human fleet in disbelief. "They saved us, when there was nothing left to save." A younger Varelian replied in a trembling voice. "We abandoned their ancestors centuries ago. Left them to face extinction. Why would they do this?" An aged historian whispered, "Because humans remember what it is to suffer. And they chose not to let us repeat their pain." Shame rippled through the room. Then awe. Then something that felt almost like devotion. Gear on board the human flagship, the cost revealed. Inside Soul's Promise, medics rushed through dimly lit corridors. Emergency red lights pulsed over broken panels and exposed wiring. Some decks were dark. Some were sealed. Some gone. Admiral Ilara Miles sat on a makeshift chair, her real command throne having been incinerated during the shield overload. An officer approached. His voice wavered. "We have the casualty list, ma'am?" She closed her eyes. She already knew it would be long. "Read it." The names poured out: engineers, pilots, medics, volunteers. Some she had trained personally. Some were friends. Some were kids barely out of academy. Her jaw tightened, but not once did she interrupt. When the list finally ended, she whispered, "They saved a world. They will not be forgotten." High voltage, the galaxy responds, with confusion and fear. Across star systems, broadcasts of the human rescue spread like wildfire. Millions watched footage of human shield ships melting as they protected alien cruisers. Exosuited rescuers carrying children through lava storms. Human medics injecting anti-radiation shots into dying aliens. Admiral Miles ordering her fleet to stay behind until even the last survivor was safe. The final human formation absorbing the planetary explosion. Some alien civilians were moved to tears. Others were terrified. If humans can endure that, what else can they endure? If this is what they do to help us, what would they do if we threaten them? But the most recurring message, broadcast across thousands of worlds, was, "Humanity has returned, and they are not what we believed." Glowing star, a formal apology, one the galaxy never expected. On the central galactic podium, The Grand Council convened a live address. Hundreds of species watched. Holoscreens displayed scenes of human bravery behind the speakers. Grand Chancellor Varen cleared his throat, voice heavy. "We owe humanity an apology. And a debt we can never repay." Gasps echoed in the chamber. No one apologized in galactic politics. No one humbled themselves like this. We abandoned them to extinction. We treated them as unpredictable savages. And yet, they saved millions of us today. He lowered his head. A symbolic gesture of kneeling. "Humanity, if you can hear this, forgive us." Rocket Humanity's answer, simple and quiet. In the communications bay of Sol's Promise, a young officer transferred the Council's message to Admiral Miles. She listened. Her face didn't show anger. Only exhaustion. Only resolve. She replied with a short transmission, just 7 words. "We didn't come for forgiveness. We came to help." The galaxy fell silent. Because that sentence meant something impossible. Humans were not seeking power. Not seeking revenge. Not seeking recognition. They simply chose compassion. Even after centuries of betrayal. Waxing crescent moon, but behind the kindness, something else lingered. Deep in the shadows of the human fleet, hidden from alien eyes, were ships unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. Colossal structures of obsidian alloy. Silent. Dormant. But undeniably predatory in design. These weren't rescue ships. These were built for something far darker. And when their energy signatures flickered faintly in the void, alien sensors picked up something chilling. Something ancient. Something powerful. And something unmistakably human. The galaxy's admiration, slowly mixed with a new emotion. Fear. Because if humans could save millions, what could they do if someone threatened them? Across the galaxy, celebrations began. Millions of aliens cheered the humans who saved Varel Prime. But far away, hidden behind a dying star, a place existed that no alien had ever seen. A place the galaxy did not know existed. A place humans had built in silence. A place called the Forge of Sol. The birthplace of humanity's ultimate battle armada. New Moon, a dark star with a bright secret. The Forge of Sol was built inside the hollow remains of a collapsed star. To alien scanners it looked like a dead sphere. No heat. No light. No life. But inside, massive cities and shipyards filled the star's empty shell. Thousands of human engineers worked day and night. Giant robotic arms lifted star-sized engines. Titan-class frames floated like skeletons waiting for armor. This was not a normal dock. It was a fortress, a womb, a shield, a hidden kingdom of steel and fire, where humanity became something stronger than legend. Gear and why humanity disappeared centuries ago. A hologram activated deep inside the control chamber. It showed the truth aliens never knew. Humanity did not die. Humanity did not retreat. Humanity evolved. Centuries ago, when the galaxy abandoned Earth, humans faced a cosmic disaster alone. A black hole surge, a radiation storm, something that should have ended them. But instead of dying, they adapted. They learned faster, fought harder, built smarter. And when the survivors realized the galaxy feared them, they chose a different path. A path of silence. If they fear us, the old human leaders decided, let them believe we are gone. We will return only when the galaxy needs us. And now, the galaxy needed them. Rocket the Armada awakens. Inside the forge, a massive vibration shook the star. One by one giant ships powered on. Colossus-class destroyers. Nebula shield cruisers. Starfire dreadnoughts. Void Talon stealth carriers. Each ship carried technology the galaxy could barely imagine. Shields that bent reality. Engines that burned without light. Cannons powered by artificial microstars. AI matrices older than some civilizations. Finally, at the center of the forge, a machine the size of a moon activated. It was the flagship. The crown of human engineering. The ship whispered in a deep metallic voice. Designation, Heavenbreaker. Status, fully operational. This was humanity's ultimate battle armada. The one the galaxy had always feared. High voltage, a council meeting in human territory. Inside the human command citadel, Admiral Elara Miles stood before the High Council of Humanity. They were not kings or dictators. They were scientists, explorers, tacticians. People who had survived the hard way. A council member spoke. Admiral, the galaxy now knows we exist. Another added. They fear us, and they respect us. A third leaned forward. But the threat that destroyed Varel Prime is not gone. It is spreading. Elara's eyes hardened. Because she already knew. The destruction of Varel Prime was not a natural disaster. It was an attack. By something ancient. Something powerful. Something humanity had prepared for in silence. Milky Way, the true enemy, revealed. A hologram flickered. It showed a massive shadow moving between stars. A creature? A machine? No one was sure. But it devoured planets. It erased suns. It consumed life. And humans had seen it long before the rest of the galaxy. The Council spoke. This is why we built the Armada. This is the enemy we trained to fight. This is why we stayed hidden. The galaxy feared humans because they were powerful. But the truth was darker. Humanity wasn't preparing to fight aliens. Humanity was preparing to save them. From something far worse. Shooting Star, a message to the galaxy. A transmission was sent to every star system. Admiral Ilara Miles appeared on every screen. To all species of the galaxy. We are humanity. We have returned. Not for war. Not for power. But to stand with you against the darkness that is coming. Her eyes turned sharp. Strong. Unbreakable. Prepare your fleets. Prepare your worlds. The real enemy is awakening. Rocket, the final shot. Season 1 ending. The last scene shows the Heaven Breaker, surrounded by thousands of human ships, rising from the Forge of Soul. Engines glowing like blue supernovas. Armor shining like a living star. Weapons humming with unstoppable power. The fleet turns toward the unknown threat. And the screen fades with one line. Built for war among the stars. Humanity's true battle is only beginning.